Hey guys, welcome to the neighborhood. This is the Pixel Street Podcast, episode 137. Me and Connor are just gonna kind of chill and have a good time. How about you guys come along for the ride? It's gonna be a good time. We're just gonna talk and relax. Joel's still dead, but hey, you know what? I'm John Hanson and I'm joined by Connor Kopp. Connor, how's it going?
I'm here. We're talking about video games. I feel like I say this every week. So that's a cool thing. Other than that, the weather's kind of crappy
I
around
love
here,
it.
it's like nice, but it's super windy, so it makes it hard to enjoy anything, which
Gotcha.
is kind of a bummer. And it's also making network stuff really crappy. So my internet's been kind of choppy the past couple days, which
Oh,
really blows.
yeah, that would suck.
Because the only thing I want to do on quarantine, the only thing I can do on quarantine is do things on the internet, and
Mm-hmm.
can't do that without good internet, which is stupid. So I'm okay, just not when my internet's not okay, because then I'm bad.
Gotcha. It's just been rainy here, and I love it. It it's
Sure.
been sticking around in the 50s and everything, so it's been really comfy and everything. Been going on walks and just enjoying that spring is here. It's not winter anymore. I'm all about
Being
this.
somewhere other than stuck in your apartment 24/7.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
we're
feel
we're
that.
almost there. Just stick through it a little longer, guys. We're getting through this.
Fingers crossed.
Instead, let's focus on one of the things we love most, video games. But before we get to that, let's get a little housekeeping out of the way. You can follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, Pixel Street Videos. Uh, I've been sick, so I haven't been able to put anything up this week. I think me and Connor will be recording a Let's Play in It Takes Two this weekend, so look out for that. That'll be a good time. Very excited for that game, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Yosef Ferris really knocked it out of the park with his last
A
project,
Way Out.
and a way out. Yeah. And you know, I think that good co-op experiences are one of the biggest open gaps in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And between It Takes Two, Back for Blood coming out this year, which we're going to talk about here in a few. I think this is going to be a hot year for some co-op awesomeness, and I'm hoping it starts with It Takes Two.
Yeah, absolutely. Just yeah, we can talk about that some other time. You can also become a Pixel Street pal by joining our Discord server. If you need a link to that, check out our pinned tweet on Twitter. Come in, have some fun with us. Join in on our next pal party night. Like I said, I was sick, so I didn't get to plan out a pal party night that we were expecting to have this weekend. So maybe we'll do next weekend. Let us know what you want to play. Hit us up. Maybe I'll run a little poll and see what people are into. But yeah, look forward to that. Finally, wherever you are watching or listening to the show, be sure to leave a like or some kind of rating to let us know how we're doing. It truly help us out. It truly will help us out, and let us know what we need to do to put out a better podcast. We appreciate all the feedback.
It also helps exposure too. That
Absolutely.
part's important. If you
Hmm.
give it a thumbs up, maybe other people see it. So
Yeah, absolutely. We love it when you do that.
for
That
sure, give me
we
all your thumbs.
we love
I
that
want
thumb action.
Get me the thumbs, god damn it.
Yeah. All right, let's hop into our main topics. So yeah, I was really struggling on trying to come up with some stuff to talk about, but you know what? We have really seen a kind of a resurgence of video game movies lately, and
Sure.
not just that they're coming back and everything, but that they're much better than they used to be. People are
They're also actually happening in a lot
yeah
of cases.
yeah
It seems like a decade ago
we're not
there was a
hearing
video
about
game.
BioShock and then it never comes out.
Right, exactly. It was like everything had a movie attached, but nothing ever actually released on the market. So
Yeah. So yeah, we just today there was news that Ghost of Tsushima is getting a movie adaptation. So this is another Sony product that they recently teased would be getting announced here to go along with the Last of Us series. And did Twisted Metal get a series or is that a movie?
I didn't hear about the Twisted Metal one. There's some stuff going on with that.
Maybe that was a rumor. I could have swore I heard a Twisted Metal thing. Give me
I will do some looking on that.
yeah. Go ahead and do some looking on that. But yeah, we know Last of Us is getting an HBO series, and now that Uncharted. That's the one that's coming out soon. And they had teased that more PlayStation titles were gonna get the movie treatment, but Ghost of Tsushima is one of them. Not sure if we guessed that when we had our prediction show on that.
Just a quick update on the Twisted Metal here. It looks like, yes, as of February, Sony was moving forward on a television series based on Twisted
So
Metal.
it is a series, yeah. They'll do anything but remake the original trilogy like I want them to.
Yeah, give us a proper next entry.
All right, but with all of these video game movies coming out and being better, Connor, what recent movies do you think would make a good video game?
Oh, so you want to flip it backwards?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was tie-in games for quite a while, and just like video game movies, most of them weren't good. You had your outliers. You had X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is so weird because that movie was awful, but the game was really good.
I know it's arguably the worst like Marvel movie to exist. Period. But it's the game. It's also like was fantastic.
The best Marvel game.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not Marvel's Avengers. I can tell you that.
It's not that. That's for sure. Yeah, sticking on the Marvel train though, I would be completely down with a Doctor Strange game. I think just like going through all these different worlds and realities and everything would be really cool. Really, I'm such an MCU buff right now that you could put any MCU kind of game out there and I'd probably give it a try.
Right.
I don't know who would make a good Doctor Strange game, but I'd be down for someone to give it a try. But it's sticking on to like actual like movies and everything. The first thing that pops into my head is Hardcore Henry. Did you ever see that?
So I didn't, but I've seen some footage from it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but yeah, I think.
I mean, it's a movie. For anyone that doesn't know, Hardcore Henry is a movie that is all taken from the first person view of this Henry guy, and he's like a action agent or whatever. It's pretty much an FPS game, but just a movie. It was making some people sick. I really enjoyed it though, and I think that would just translate perfectly over. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, any kind of action property like that is fantastic. This is kind of like a cop-out half answer. Cop-out,
the old traditional Connor.
The new Godzilla movies, man.
Ooh, Godzilla
I would love
versus
to see.
Kong. Only if they don't pull the same shit that they pulled with the last Godzilla game.
Right.
That was pretty bad on PS4. Recently I played War of the Monsters again, which is essentially a Godzilla and King Kong.
It's incredible.
It's just giant monsters attacking each other. And yeah, man, that kind of game coming back would be amazing. It's just fun.
Well, especially when you think of the destructibility in physics that we have now, with, you know, capability in new machines and whatnot. You could have some really cool stuff happening with kaiju games, to be honest. And man, is somebody who's been getting hardcore in fighting games. Way more hardcore in fighting games over the last year or so. Yeah, just some kind of ridiculous nonsense like that would be so cool. Just destroying the whole city and running around. That would be fun. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what else would be good.
You know, before last year, I would have said a Fast and Furious game. And now that I've seen it, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those monkey's paw, be careful what you wish for kind of things, you know. I think that's probably the tough thing with this is there's a lot of great properties, but getting anybody to do something the right way seems to be historically difficult.
Well, it's also this thing there that what is the right way to develop a video game based on a movie? Because for one, do you want to go 100% faithful to the story and spoil things for people?
Right.
Movies are usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Well, that's usually not a good thing for video games. People will lose interest fast and they'll just never come back to it. So you need to have something to bring them back. Yeah,
Right.
no, that's a really hard question. And yeah, I don't know. I really think it's I don't want to see video games based on movies come out again, really. This was just kind of an interesting thing I thought we should talk about. Maybe
I mean, there are other ones out there that stick out to me, like the fuck, I can never remember its name because they've changed it before. But it's Live Die Repeat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow.
I think. Thank you, Edge of Tomorrow. I think that could have some interesting stuff going on with it.
That's my favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah. And then, gosh, favorite Tom Cruise. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one because that original Mission Impossible is real good.
Yeah, I'd have to watch them all.
Yeah, I mean, we got that Monster Hunter movie, which I haven't seen but heard is just miserable.
Did that come out?
You know what? I think it came out in the East. I don't know if it's out US. Let's find out. Yes. It's actually in a theater near me. There's a 9:10 showing. So, can we wrap this up by 9:10? Just kidding. I don't want to do that.
I can't believe I just really had no idea that even happened. Well, I knew it was happening. I didn't know that it came out.
Yeah, it did kind of sneak under the radar, but man, yeah, I've heard this thing is miserable. It's not a good movie in any way, shape, or form. IMDb user ratings is 5.3 out of 10.
You know, that's actually not terrible for what it is.
I've seen some clips. It's not good.
Okay. So I'm just like looking up like movies and stuff, and I found an article from Screen Rant, which is 10 classic Hollywood movies that would make seriously good video games. And I just want to point out, so number 10 they have Psycho, number 9 they have Ben-Hur, which did get a video game, a really bad video game. 8 King Kong, that did get a video game as well, but it was the newer King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Pulp
Did
Fiction.
you play that Peter Jackson's King Kong video game?
I did. I heard it's pretty good.
It really is, honestly. Sorry, not to distract you with more King Kong bullshit.
But Pulp Fiction would be an interesting one.
I've never seen it.
Okay. The Birds, that wouldn't make sense. What are you? Night of the Living Dead, of course. 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. There was a Clint Eastwood video game. What was it called? It might have just been Dirty Harry.
A Clint Eastwood video game?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Dirty Harry is just a Dirty Harry game.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It looks like it was actually canceled. Okay, so it never actually came out, but it was coming.
Oh, yep. I see that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know in the comments or hit us up on Twitter what kind of video games or what kind of movies you would like to see become video games. There's probably something out there that I'm not thinking of. Yeah. There's probably a lot
possibilities
of good
are
anime.
into.
Yeah. All right. So, Connor, as of recording, we are 6 days away from Nintendo publicly executing Mario. March 31st is when it's all going down. We'll never see him again. They're taking him off the shop and everything. No more Super Mario 3D AllStars. No more Super Mario 35. No more Super Mario Brothers 3 on Netflix. It's just, he's gonna die. We're taking that one up away from him. Let's talk some of our favorite memories.
I mean, so to be honest, I'm more of a Luigi guy anyway.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
you're
okay with it. What you're saying is it is a good thing.
Well, I'm just saying
what you're
I have
saying
no
is that Mario is finally being brought down and the real hero is being brought out to shine. You say Luigi is better in every single way than Mario.
Yeah. I mean, he's taller. You know, that's
is that the thing? So because I'm taller than you, I'm better than you.
Well, that's not. I didn't say that's how that works. Nice try though. I
Yeah.
see what you're doing there. Yeah, Mario, man. Mario's had a hot couple of years in a way that I did not expect. It seemed like for a while there, Nintendo was really content with slapping the Mario name on kind of anything and everything, and we ended up with some weird. I don't want to call it shovelware because there were some great titles and stuff that we had throughout the years, but
You're
they
talking
really did.
specifically Mario?
Well, Mario related products, your Olympic Games, your thousand different sports titles that
The
they've
last
put
Mario
out.
and Sonic at the Olympics wasn't bad. I'll say
So
that.
yeah, there are some decent titles out there for sure, but they really seemed content to just let Mario hang on to, titles that weren't necessarily what I think of being Nintendo caliber or what Mario's worthy of. Like now to equate it to something now, you look at Super Mario Odyssey, and man, that's kind of like a almost perfect video game in a way. That game is
I've been playing it again
so
recently, and man,
free.
it's so
Have
good.
you, man?
It's so
I've been
good.
thinking about it. It's on my Switch. I think I've got it installed. But yeah, just an incredible video game. It's got a great tutorial. It's got a great guidance system. Even the two-player mode for some of the younger audience. I know the two-player mode isn't very fulfilling for
I
people
used to
that
do
are
it with
looking
my
for
daughter.
actual.
It's all right.
And that's what I'm saying. If you have somebody that maybe isn't a video game player or isn't super hardcore into it or younger or something like that, it provides a lot of great options. And yeah, Odyssey just had a lot of great story beats and really quickly became one of my favorite Mario games. Soundtrack's phenomenal. I mean, New Donk City is
Jump
just
Up
incredible.
Superstar.
Yes, all of the costumes, the different shenanigans that you can get up to, the darker side of the moon. Like they did some really cool stuff with Odyssey, and that to me showed that they were like really pushing this character to a new level. And I think that's what we've seen over the last couple of years. Mario 35. I'm not your battle royale Mario guy, but I heard that game's killer.
They did a
which is
very
real
good
cool.
job of translating it over.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of great quality titles. So yeah, Odyssey would probably be my top one. That AllStars collection I really want to like, but
It's lacking.
the fact that
Let's
it's
talk about that. Let's focus on that.
Sure, yeah,
Since
yeah.
that is the key thing besides Super Mario 35 that is being brought down, because it should have been so much better than it was. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe COVID significantly affected what they were gonna do with this collection at first. So you got Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy all in one bundle. Two of the greatest games ever, and then Sunshine also thrown in there because cool.
Sunshine's a good video game.
I agreed with you before I replayed it. I agreed
It didn't.
with you.
Yeah,
before
I would
replayed
say it probably didn't age well.
no, it did not at all. But first of all, you've got the Mario 64 situation, which is a great video game, one of my favorite ever. The first video game I ever played. I will
One of the most influential video games of all
today.
time.
Just today, I rebought Super Mario 64 DS so I could play it again.
Sure, that DS port's real good too.
Yeah, it is. But they didn't even work to widen the screen on it. Like they did the work on Sunshine to make it widescreen, but not on 64. It's still 720, which is
Really? You
Yeah.
mean 4:3 aspect ratio?
yeah, 4:3. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's kind of
it's
fucked.
Yeah. Did you not play 3D
So
All-Stars?
no, I haven't because the Nintendo's handling of this entire situation has been wildly frustrating, and the fact that we're 6 days away from it and it hasn't been walked back in some way, shape, or form, or some kind of damage control done, it's
They're
just
sticking with it.
It's wild.
Every time they talk about it, they're like, this is happening. But yeah, so they didn't widen the ratio on Super Mario 64. It still plays great. It's great.
But it's a perfect candidate for an HD remake or remaster.
Yeah. And graphically, it's just Super Mario 64, polygons and all. Before this came out, I was saying repeatedly how much I wanted a remake in the Mario Odyssey engine. which would have been perfect for this. Regardless, I'm not going to turn down. Well, this isn't even the original Super Mario 64. This is the. So in Japan, after the Rumble feature came out with Star Fox, they remade. Well, they didn't remake it, but they re-released it to include the Rumble and everything. This is that version, but this version also doesn't include like all the glitches that speedrunners and everyone love. So
Sure.
you can't do the like super jump and go through walls and everything, which is disappointing. Yeah. And then Super Mario Sunshine, they came out with an update that added GameCube controller support, which is great. But man, that game is so buggy. It is so buggy. It does not play well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just really see like a bunch of areas where you're like, this is not Nintendo like quality with their game design. You think about the pachinko machine, the Shine Sprite where you have to like jump on the boat, ride around, and then jump on another boat with a Yoshi. But if you fall in the water, he evaporates and you have to get a new one and start all over. There's just so many things that are frustrating in that game. To the point where I was like, oh yeah, when I was like, yeah, I'm going to 100% all three of these games because they're three of my favorite games ever. Ran through 64, did it in a day, got through Sunshine. I was like, I'm just going to complete the story. I don't want 100% this. Went to Galaxy, right. 100%ed that again. Because Galaxy, even that, like that, they actually put effort in for it to translate from the Wii to the Switch. Like, they made it so the cursor thing can be used on the touchpad, or you can do the gyroscope and everything. And that works great. Galaxy runs great. Sunshine, I don't know. They really needed to put some more work into this game and like bring it back. Just change certain aspects of levels and just make everything better. It was
a perfect opportunity for a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
For these games because, you know, obviously Super Mario 64 came out a very long time ago, but considerably in video game age. And Sunshine is certainly no spring chicken either at this point.
Nope. That'd be 2002, I think.
Much less, to be honest with you, video game control schemes have come a long way since the GameCube controller was considered good. Fun fact, I hate the GameCube controller, and I will never use one ever again if I don't have to.
I really enjoy the GameCube controller. I think it is one of the best controllers ever made.
You're wild for that.
The only thing about it is that it's missing the left bumper. So that's a big problem with it. And then also, the triggers could be updated to today's standards.
Yes. Yeah.
Besides that, though... That's a really good controller, and I love it.
You're crazy. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, even if they would have put a little work in, it didn't have to be anything crazy, and nobody asked for bug fixes in this game.
Would have been nice, though.
You know, well, I'm not talking Sunshine. I'm talking about the stuff that, you know, maybe got patched out in HD, 64. With some of those time skips and
the speedrun stuff,
right, exactly. That's it really is another story of Nintendo being Nintendo and doing weird things for weird reasons that nobody really understands, but they've got cool video games, so everybody just lets it slide and buys their stuff anyway. So
to finish off this Super Mario 35 talk, the 3D AllStars talk. So yeah, you know how with these like anniversary things, they like to have celebrations and everything. The only celebration outside of the games in this is that all three you can listen to the soundtrack in the game. That's it. There's six options for you once you boot up the game. First three are the three games, the last three are the soundtrack options, which is great. I want this on Spotify though, Nintendo.
Yeah.
I don't want this on my Switch. I want to be able to just pull up Spotify and all the fan covers and everything are great. I love them, but I also want the actual thing on Spotify.
Do you think that anybody at Nintendo at a decision-making level has any self-awareness to the fact that the reason Nintendo games get pirated so much is because they're so goddamn hard to find half the time.
Oh yeah, no, they don't care.
Like that just blows my, like, especially from a monetary standpoint. You like this 3D collection, man, if they would have put a little more effort into it and not decided to just murder Mario 4 months after they release it, they would have printed money. They would still be printing money. But
We'll be
instead,
bringing money
now,
well after this.
right, now people are just going to go buy physical copy. Maybe that was the game plan. They're propping up GameStop by, you know, really reviving that physical business in a way. Yeah, man. Nintendo. What's up with Doug Bowser? Why haven't we seen him in a while? I was just thinking about this the other day.
He's not. I don't think he's as much of a camera friendly person as Reggie was. No one is
for
really
sure.
No one is as friendly as Reggie Fils-Aimé. So,
but they really pushed that shit for the first couple of months there.
Yeah.
Where they were like, "No, Doug Bowser, he's here. He's in your face. He's doing the thing.
They had
he's
the great
making
thing.
the jokes.
He had the great joke in the first direct that he appeared in, which was great, with Bowser showing up in a tie,
Right.
and it's like, oh, him, me, huh? Like that was great.
And
that's
yeah.
perfect.
He
And then
nailed some of
since
those
then,
moments, and now he doesn't exist.
Nothing.
He's dead. Doug Bowser is dead. I'm telling
you'll-
you here now, folks.
You'll potentially see him like post something on his Twitter. I think I saw him say something about, "Hey, Animal Crossing is cool this week."
Yeah, man. Nintendo is always just... They always paint to me the picture of a company that can't decide what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they do something new or innovative or cool, and then they find a way to fuck it up. Like always, without fail. So
It's Nintendo. I will always love them, but I
agree. I think,
totally
you know,
acknowledge their issues.
the thing to remember with this is Nintendo is so infinitesimally large at this point that, of course, bad things are going to happen. There's a lot of great people at that company, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that suck too.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Brian one time. Nobody will know, but it doesn't matter. He's probably not going to listen to this anyway.
Brian. Good old
I know a Nintendo guy. He's not my uncle, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, finishing things off here in our main topics. Connor, we got a couple more high-profile delays coming in.
I know.
Stabbing me in the heart today. We heard that Back for Blood is being delayed from its June spot into October. It hurts. It's fine, though.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I saw this coming. They went
Yeah.
very quiet there out of nowhere.
Yes, right after that alpha that they had, man, we didn't hear anything.
Yeah, they had like a couple low-key announcements.
Right.
But yeah, they just went whoop. Yeah, so yeah, it's fine. Focus on the game, make it better. It's coming out October. I wish I would have actually put the date. I think it's 21st.
It sounds right.
Perfect for spooky season. Like, that's great. Co-op zombie shooter coming out right before Halloween. This is still my most anticipated game of this year, and I'm going to play it so hard once it comes out.
Big surprise.
Just have to wait a few more months. Also, I think right after we recorded last week, we heard that Gotham Knights is being delayed into 2022. That's the Court of Owls Batman game where you play as Robin, Batwoman, Red Hood.
Yeah, it's the
There's
one.
another
Okay, hang
This is
on.
the fourth.
We got to figure this out. Which one? All right. What's the other one?
Nightwing.
Yes, Nightwing's the other one. What is the other Batman game
Suicide
that
Squad.
is? Okay, so Gotham Knights is related to the Arkham series or not related?
See,
Which
this
one
is
is
the
it?
thing. So
I don't.
we need let's sit here and let's figure this out right now, because I haven't really known since they announced both games. So
there was a period of like 3 days that I figured it out and I knew it, and now I have no clue.
So Suicide Squad is made by Rocksteady, the makers of Arkham Asylum, City, and Night.
Yes.
From what we've seen of Suicide Squad, we haven't seen Batman in there. All we've seen is the main characters. We've seen Harley, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, and there's a fourth in there. I can't remember that they've shown so far.
Say Captain Boomerang.
I did say Captain Boomerang.
Okay.
Who cares?
That
Suicide
footage
Squad.
feels like forever ago.
Yeah,
honestly.
it does. And we see Superman come down, and he's all red-eyed and glowy and evil and everything. So we can expect that they're going to fight Batman too. Like, Superman's probably been taken... The whole Justice League has probably been taken over by Brainiac. Whether or not that takes place in the Arkhamverse, I'm not sure. I would assume so, since it's Rocksteady.
So
But also, Batman's gone
right
in that universe. If you've played through Arkham Knight, sorry for... 6 years spoilers, 7 years spoilers,
right?
I don't know.
So I found I did some Google foo and found the answer.
Okay.
And I don't feel any better about it at this point now that I have the answer. I thought it would be satisfying in some way.
Is it saying that they're both spin-offs?
So Suicide. Let me make sure I interpret this appropriately. Suicide Squad is the one that's set in the Arkham universe.
Okay.
Which
doesn't
really
make sense.
Seem like it would be the one.
So we're not going to see any Batman, or if we do, it will make no sense.
Right. And then Gotham Knights is not connected to the Arkham stuff.
That
at
I
all,
thought.
Period.
That I thought, because Gotham Knights is made by the people that made Arkham Origins.
The prequel. Yeah.
It was a prequel that not a lot of people loved. I liked it.
I thought it was fine.
I had my issues with it. Like, it's not a perfect game by any means, but I liked it. And this one, Batman is still alive. Well, he was alive. The Court of Owls got him, and he may be alive, but he may also be dead. But we're going by the assumption that he's dead, but it's a Batman game. He's not dead. We're going to see him at some point in that game, right? Like, he's going to be the final boss in that game, right?
We're going to kill the Batman.
Something like that.
That's the answer. Yeah.
Yeah. In all honesty, Gotham Knights, from what they've shown of it, it's got the whole... I think they showed that this is kind of a Destiny-like loot grind game, right?
Yeah, it does have loot shit in it. Why? Why does every game have to be a loot game nowadays?
I just want this fad to end. That's all I want.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Who knows? Maybe they've directed that away, and the long delays got to do with that. Who knows? Hopefully it'll be a good game, but I'm not hopeful. Suicide Squad, who knows? All we've seen is the cinematic trailer for.
I have more faith in Rocksteady than I do the Arkham Origins guys.
Yeah, me too. Oh yeah, hey, the whole point of this conversation was we're going to predict what other video games are going to be delayed this year.
Oh man, is there an option for all of them? Can I just choose all of them?
Hey, no kidding. Like we've talked a lot about how there's going to be a lot of delays this year, and there already have been. We've got Hogwarts Legacy, of course, the 2 today, and all of that. So here, I am going to pull up a list of video games. We'll go into April for releases, and we will see. I'll see if I can find anything. Okay, so notable releases in April. We've got Outriders on the 1st. That's coming out. Oddworld Soulstorm is the 6th, so that's too soon. MLB The Show, that's going to come out April 20th. New Pokemon Snap on April 30th. I would imagine that comes out. Returnal just today hit gold, so that's coming out. Okay, so maybe April wasn't a good thing. May, we've got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I doubt that would be delayed since that is a remaster. I don't think that they're.
It also reportedly it is, yeah, but it also reportedly got pushed back. Was originally slated for the end of last year, so I think
they might have already accounted for that delay.
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village. That's a pretty big game coming out May 7th. There's a chance.
I'm calling. I don't think that comes out May 7th. I think
calling
Resident
that one is a delay.
Yeah,
all right, we got
that
one
shit
delay.
because it also makes sense. I mean, put that shit near fucking Halloween, man. You know.
Yeah, that would be a really good Halloween game. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense for that to come out in May, so they could just push it back. that multiplayer game that they've got coming out with that is that the same day as that?
Oh, fuck, man. I'm not the Resident Evil guy here. None of us are, honestly. I don't know what the situation is with that. I know somebody who knows the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I'll ask them and we'll talk next week.
I want to say it comes out the same day. I think it's the same thing as the Resident Evil 3 in that multiplayer game. Where
I don't know if it's a pack-in.
I think they're technically separate, but they come together.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I'm not for that multiplayer. I remember seeing that and I was like, oh, this doesn't look good. I don't think that will be very good to begin with. If anything, they delay it just for that.
Right.
Also in May, we have Deathloop, May 21st.
Sony's pushing that one real hard right now.
They are.
I think they're pretty confident.
There's a lot of coverage for it lately on Game Informer.
Yeah. Which, to be honest with you, I don't want to get caught on a sidetrack tangent on these, but man, the more I see in that game, I'm just not super interested in the premise and the way it plays.
The more I see of it, the less interested I am as well.
Maybe it's one of those things that I got to get hands on to check out, in which case I'll just wait for it to come to Game Pass.
Well, that is a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Only for a year. Only for a year.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Also in May, we have Biomutant, which finally
I'm not convinced that's ever releasing.
It has a release date of May 25th, but I will believe it when I see it.
Right, yeah.
Okay, into June, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. That's the add-on. And just because it's Square Enix and because it's Final Fantasy, I'm going to say that will be delayed like a month.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, June 11th. You know, I was thinking that game was going to come out like really early 2021, the way it was looking.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe that was the original plan for it, and that's why they held off on announcing the date.
Yeah.
For that?
I think June 11th is a very solid release date. I don't think that's moving back.
I think Sony's smart enough to have that situation figured out at this point.
And Insomniac.
Right, yeah.
Mario Golf Super Rush... I don't think Nintendo's putting as much of an emphasis on that for them to really push it back.
Right.
As of now, in July, we have Monster Hunter, who cares? The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, that they're not putting much into that. In August, Kena Bridge of Spirits. So this was supposedly coming out the first half of 2021, but then it got delayed into August, I believe. This is a game you and I are very excited for.
Yeah, I think this game is super promising. Graphically, it's intense and impressive. Gameplay-wise, it seems interesting.
Beautiful.
Yes, it's gorgeous, and I'm very stoked to get my hands on it. However, I think there's two situations going on here. Number one, I hope it doesn't get delayed because I want to play it.
Absolutely.
But they are getting a lot more attention than I think they planned on getting for this game.
Yeah.
And
you also have to remember, this is Ember Labs' first video game.
Right. And they are, like, everybody's looking at this game, man. This game got a feature on Game Informer for cover, which, you know, when you think about it being their first video game, that doesn't really happen. So it'll be interesting to see, A, how that releases, but B, I could see them making the case for wanting to put more time into it to release a game that maybe they couldn't have released before. It didn't make sense to spend the resources on, but they can kind of double down on it a little bit more now. Right, now that they've got a little more reach.
I want to present you this. Let's say in an alternate reality, because I refuse to believe that it will be delayed because I want to play it. Kena Bridge of Spirits is delayed out of August 24th. What is the release date you give it?
Oh man, it's
because
not big enough to contend
not a fall.
with AAA's.
That's not a holiday season. Like, it will be demolished.
So it would either have to be only a short delay, like a month or two,
October.
Right, or into early next year at this point, like a February, March release, you know?
Which would be really disappointing. But it's not happening, because I'm going to will that into existence.
Positivity, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That New World? That's the Amazon game, isn't it? I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. I thought that's slated for August 31st.
Yes.
Yeah, so
My guess.
I don't think that releases.
I don't think it releases at all. I was gonna say I think it gets canceled.
Yeah.
I think Amazon at some point by this summer will be like, hey, you know what? This isn't working out too well. Let's cut the cord, guys.
I did hear a lot of great things about that alpha that they had, but clearly it's somebody who's had trouble putting out video games before. So we'll see if. Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else really worth talking in here? No More Heroes 3. Don't really care.
Yeah, a lot of the
Life is
rest of it is
Strange 2
stuff
Pillars.
that doesn't have.
This is a
oh,
game,
sure.
This is a game that was just announced, I think, like right after we recorded last week or early this week while I was sick.
Yeah.
Something like that. I actually haven't watched the trailer on it yet, but I am a big Life is Strange fan. Are you a fan of Life is Strange?
I played the first one and had an absolute blast with it. I thought it was a very well thought out, well crafted story, and it got me more engaged. What do you even call that genre of games? It's not a walking simulator.
No, that's not a walking simulator. It's
interactive storytelling,
interactive narrative. I would
sure,
say.
Yeah.
A Telltale game.
Yeah, right. Basically, yeah. I've never been super into that genre in a way, but there have been a few titles that stuck out to me as being more than worth slugging through it if you're not a fan of that type of video game play.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, those two are Life is Strange 1 and
Walking Dead.
Is it Wolf Among Us?
Oh, the Wolf Among Us? Yeah, Wolf Among Us is
yes.
really
good. I didn't want to say that because I thought that felt wrong saying Among Us now that that's a video game.
Yeah. No, Wolf Among Us is very good. I really
incredible.
That.
Incredible.
That season 2 is coming back at some point. I really am looking forward to hearing more on that. Cause,
it's a lot of different people, though, which is concerning.
It is, but there's still a chance that it's good.
Right, yeah. I'm interested enough to watch it, yes.
While we're on Life is Strange, I will say they also announced remasters for the first game and the prequel Before the Storm, which if you haven't played that, I recommend that. That's very good. Life is Strange 2 you can skip. I wasn't a huge fan of that, but you should play Before the Storm. They announced remasters though, and I'm like, why? Those games don't need remastered.
They're not old either.
They're not old.
They're
like the first game came out on like 360 and PS3, but that game still looks good on Xbox One and everything. Like it 100%. Don't. Okay, I'm not going to say don't put your money on the remasters because you should put the money where you think it should go. I'm just saying I don't think you should put your money into the remasters.
So I've got a question. So looking at the rest of this list, I'm going to flip the script and I'm going to ask you a question. So there are a lot of games on this list that are due to release next year but don't have a specific date, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, no idea if that's going to happen. Thinking of all the games that are supposed to release this year, right? If I gave you 2 bingo chips and I said, John, these bingo chips are special, okay? You can put these on any game that's really... I
can't eat them? Or I can't eat them?
You probably could.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop you. I don't fucking
them.
recommend it, but I'm going to give you these chips, and you get to... It's like a giant roulette table, right? You get to lay these chips wherever you want, and whatever game you lay them on, they're protected. Okay, you're drafting and you're protecting that game. You're locking in that date and saying,
if it's a roulette table,
this
I
game's
have no
gonna come
choice
out.
in this, though.
You fucking understand the idea, okay? You're in control this time. So you've got
Okay.
2 chips.
Right.
What games do you protect for releases?
We're saying 2 games that are so
You lock it in.
I choose.
It's going to be protected and it's safe and it's good.
It's gonna release on this day and date. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, of course, Back for Blood is one.
Okay.
I
knew.
Yeah.
That's why I gave you 2 chips instead of 1.
The other one, probably Kina. You know,
sure.
That is. I am so excited to see.
What if I told you I have a better option too?
Well, first let me say that Kina Bridge of Spirits, man, that's something new. And it's something it's not just something new, it's something exciting and new to me.
Right.
Which I can't really
I still have a better option for you.
Besides like Back for Blood, I can't really think of much like new series and like new talent coming into the industry that I'm like, yeah, that's something I really want to see. But what's the something better?
So the game that I would protect with my first chip, even though it doesn't have a date yet.
Okay, so
State of Decay
I
3.
will say I was sticking on games that had dates.
Sure, sure. Yeah, ones that don't necessarily. State of Decay 3 is
Man,
is yeah,
I am
right.
that game. I am so looking forward to a huge leap because we had that huge
Yeah.
leap from 1 to 2, and I'm looking for a massive leap from 2 to 3.
Man, yeah. That's probably at this point my most anticipated game. Uh, you
It's
know,
up there.
I'm very excited.
It's not quite there yet because we haven't seen gameplay for me.
Sure.
If we had seen gameplay, which I assume we're seeing gameplay this summer, and maybe, I mean, yeah, we haven't seen gameplay. I can't even say like when I think that game's gonna come out because I have no idea. We haven't seen anything on it except for Zombie Deer, which are amazing, and I can't wait.
Looks hardcore, man.
Oh, absolutely. Are you an Alien fan? Like the franchise Alien?
Oh no, not at
No.
all.
I was gonna get your read on Alien's Fireteam because I've never seen any of the movies.
Is Randy Pitchford involved in this one?
I
Because if no, the answer is I'm automatically more interested than I was in the last one.
are you
He did that one.
Oh, you're talking about
The Marines one.
Colonial Marines. All right, you're not talking
That's
about
the one.
you're not talking about Alien Isolation. I was like, yeah,
No, no.
Alien Isolation was Sega. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, Alien Isolation was fine too. So
This one is being developed and published by Cold Iron Studios. I am not sure who that is. I will look it up real quick. But go on and bash Randy Pitchford because
what do you think he's up to these days? You think he's
Magic
just
tricks.
like laying low intentionally?
no, it's magic tricks.
Well, definitely. Well, okay, no. Randy thinks he's always doing magic tricks, I'm sure. But man, how much do you think the people in his life hate him? Like the people he works with. It's got to be a lot, right? Like
I don't know because I don't know anyone that knows him. But man, he's just the kind of guy that you hate his guts.
yeah, well, even like aside from being like a weirdo, shitty, crazy nut job, I just don't like the guy. Like, I've never been like, oh yeah, Randy Pitchford, man, that guy's so fucking cool. Show me a magic trick. No, man, that guy's like...
Remember when he announced Borderlands 3 and did magic tricks for a while? That was weird.
Dog, I saw him in person introduce a band and some footage for Borderlands at a GameStop conference, and that was uncomfortable. Because it was shortly after all those like allegations and stuff came out of like him doing weird shit in his gated community and all that. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not... I'm looking at other games here that don't have release dates. God of War, I really don't think is releasing in 2021. I think that is being delayed.
I don't either. I would use my other bingo chip for that. If I could guarantee that it releases in a good playable state
this year,
you know,
Halo Infinite
Psychonauts 2 I'd put up there.
I think that one's pretty set on coming out this year.
Most likely.
We'll probably find out in the summer. Halo Infinite we know is coming out holiday time, so it'll be sometime in November. We just don't know when yet because that's really far away. Horizon 2 Dawn. I don't know. I still need to play through that. Yeah, I'm not seeing much more that I really want to talk about. There's a lot of games. I'm just realizing there are a lot of games.
There are, and most of them are not going to release this year. It's not going to happen. We've only got like a few minutes left, John. So what do you say we roll through some quick news?
Oh shit! All right,
we're rolling here.
All right, quick news. First on the docket, Microsoft is looking to buy Discord for $10 billion. Connor, Your reactions to that news.
Dude, that's hot.
That is hot.
A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, blah 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 blah,
Blah,
Microsoft
blah, blah, blah,
buying shit." Yeah, stop with the stupid takes on things. Discord is a cool company, and Microsoft has been handling acquisitions very well. To be honest, Microsoft is the people. So the way I heard about this story is I heard that Discord had some prospective buyers.
Yes.
And I saw somebody talking about it on Twitter, and they said, I can't think of anybody I would feel comfortable buying Discord for. And I thought about it, and before I even knew Microsoft was attached to it, that was my first thought. You know, it makes sense.
It was
for
essentially
cross-platform.
they were hearing offers, and Microsoft said, "Oh, hey, here's an offer from us."
Right. And I think it's smart. Integrate all that awesome tech, bring it into the console, and I would love to see it expanded too onto PlayStation. It's something that I've talked about for years. If we could kind of have that one big integration between all three platforms, it's going to just drive us closer.
Anything to make crossplay chat better. It's so bad.
Hey, so have you done crossplay chat on gosh, it would have been Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
Yes, it's awful.
It's
I
terrible.
hated it. It's still bad in Black Ops Cold War.
It immediately made me appreciate how good Xbox Live services are. Sorry, Xbox Live doesn't exist anymore. It's Xbox Network. I'm calling it Live.
From what I understand, it's still live. The overall service is network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stupid jargon. Anyway, I'm cool with it. Microsoft's a cool company. Discord's a cool company. More power to them if Discord needs somebody to buy them out.
I just want to see a Discord app on Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, just give us some cool integration.
And Switch, please.
Yeah, yes. You want to talk about bad chat scenarios.
Yeah.
What do we got next?
Free-to-play games on Xbox Live are now in testing for no gold requirements. Xbox announced this a while ago, but now it's going out for early adopters. They're also in talks to make it so you don't need Xbox Live Gold for party chat anymore, because this just wouldn't make sense to not have chat in there. So yeah, not much more to say on that. It's coming out now. 8 directors, including Reggie Fils-Aimé, are leaving GameStop's board of directors. This is about almost a year exactly, to Reggie joining the board. But yeah, a bunch of people are leaving. I didn't see any reason given why. Just that they're leaving. But my thoughts are, hey, we just made a lot of money. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm sure consulting fees alone and stuff, like there was some serious money changing hands. Really the only note I have on this isn't an indicator of where the company's going. This is an indicator of where the company is at and has been. It's in a real shitty place. It treats its employees like shit. It is not supporting stores or staff in a way that is reasonable or manageable in any way, shape, or form. And GameStop has been moving in a very poor direction with the new management that it's had for some time, and this is just the latest in that saga.
Yeah, I will say I just found out today another GameStop around me is closing its doors. One
doesn't surprise me.
One closed its doors, I want to say in December. And then I just found out one that probably the one that I went to the most as a kid is closing its doors now. So yeah, it's happening.
Disappointing for all the flack that GameStop gets, and I'm probably going to get targeted as a shill because I worked for the company for 5 years. But is a introverted teen who didn't get out very often, decided to play video games.
GameStop was the spot.
Yeah, man. And it's got a lot more sentimental value to me than I think I realized. And realizing that we're getting closer to what could be the end of that chapter altogether. It's a bummer, man. I think that retail video game locations are super important, and I hope that either somebody fills the void or buys out or whatever. And
I really think there's always going to be an option.
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Up next, Rocket League is getting a new mobile game called Sideswipe. Did you look at this at all?
I didn't,
It's
but
a
it makes sense because the mobile market's fucking huge.
it's a 2.5D game, so it's all it's like a side-scrolling Rocket League game. From what I saw, I didn't actually look too much into
None
it.
of those words made sense in the context of Rocket League, so I've got to look this up. Keep talking.
Yeah, but yeah, it's 2.5D, so it's on a 2D range, but it's a 3D environment, and
Okay.
and you bat the ball back and forth from the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at first it doesn't really make much sense, but after seeing screenshots for it, I was like, okay, I can see why that would be an idea. I just don't get how the original Rocket League isn't on mobile. Like, I never really thought of that. Like, it's just not there. And that's like one of the perfect games for that, I think. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. No, I would totally agree. And after the Epic acquisition, you would think, well, okay, yeah, I guess Epic has been weirdo exclusivity boys over there.
But even before then, they had a lot of time.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was probably on the Ouya or something, right?
Probably, yeah.
Ouya, god damn it.
Last bit of quick news. Niantic are making a Pikmin game. So this is going to be like Pokemon Go. Fun fact, when I was typing this in, I was using my phone, and my phone autocorrected Pikmin the Pokemon, because Pikmin is probably the franchise I think deserves the most just disappearing on Nintendo's side.
Oh, no.
Let me hear it.
Man.
Let me hear it.
Okay,
Come at me,
sure.
Pikmin fanboys.
Well, yeah. Oh, man, you're going to get some angry fan mail. Yeah, I think the Pikmin IP is cool. I think that the first two games had some really interesting things to offer. I didn't play the third one. But it really does not have the staying power, in my mind, to be Nintendo's next big mobile hit. You think of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and how popular that was. Mario Kart Tour, even though it's fucking garbage.
It's awful, but yeah, that one's
got a lot of downloads because it's got Mario on it, and they're gonna murder him soon.
Well, because it's Mario Kart, yeah.
Right, and then
the interesting
also
thing to
got,
me though is that this isn't DNA, because that's who Nintendo has been working with for Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Dr. Mario World, which was another awful game, and Super Mario Run. Yeah, but this is Niantic, the Pokemon Go guys, so I don't know.
So you gotta imagine this is gonna be another geotag game, or geocaching style.
Shigeru Miyamoto talked about it a little bit, and he said that you would be like walking around trying to find Pikmin in the world. I don't think you would actually you wouldn't catch them like Pokemon. In Pikmin, you like gather them up, so I think that would be the thing, is like you like probably move your finger around and like gather them all to you. What you would do after that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But at the same time, I don't want to be that guy that questions it and shits on it before it's out, because Pokemon Go was a very
I don't like Pikmin,
big
but I'm not
surprise.
shitting on it yet. I'm saying I just don't know what this game will be. Like, I can see...
I
very
totally
much
agree,
see
but
you
Pokemon Go...
them.
Yeah, Pokemon Go, I felt the same thing, though. When that was announced before we saw anything, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to play that.
I was on the opposite end. I said, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, well, and sure, I'm sure there's a Pikmin fan out there who's like freaking out right now that he's going to get to geotag pick dudes.
Him and all three of his friends are going to have a great time. Whatever. Yeah, I'm just like really trying to think of a better game for this. I don't know.
Man, I would love to see... Yeah, I would love to see them do things with other stuff aside from Pikmin. Pikmin just doesn't make sense as being the choice for moving out into something new at this point. So, but hey, Niantic, you guys surprised me with Go, so...
I really think this game could disappear not long after going out there. Kind of like Minecraft World. Is that what it was called?
I hope. So is that still a thing?
No, they closed it down.
I don't want to talk about
it. Or it's in the process of being closed down. Minecraft World. Yeah.
The
AR game.
geotagging Minecraft one?
Yeah. At least.
Wow. I really meant to check that out. That's disappointing.
I downloaded it and I never played it.
I'm sure.
Minecraft World.
Minecraft Earth.
Earth. That's it. Not World. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, why can't I find it?
Wow. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Minecraft Earth coming to an end.
Yeah. June 2021. That's disappointing. Because that game looked pretty cool. I just never got around to actually doing anything with it. They also made like little figures and stuff for it too.
I mean, it's Minecraft.
I guess I got a couple months.
There's a lot.
Right. So, well, yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. All right, Connor, have you been playing anything lately?
So I haven't been playing things, but I did a thing. So I've been playing a lot of fighting games over the last year and a half. It's all I talk about, all I do.
I know.
And much to my wife's annoyance, I ended up buying another fight stick. So if you're on the audio version of this, you're not going to see this, but
I was gonna say your Naruto one's missing.
Yeah, it's down next. It's actually for sake of podcast.
You just keep it there just in case.
Yeah, I was actually playing fighting games last night. Gotcha. There was a big patch that dropped today for the fighting. You can see my screen on here. There was a big patch that dropped today for one of the games that we've been playing. We're probably going to check that out here in a few. But yeah, bought a new stick. I'm going to mod this bad boy and probably do some really dumb, nonsensical bullshit with it.
All right.
So again, if you're on the audio version of this, this is a Hori Real Arcade Pro N. But it's the Soul Calibur 6 edition, and it's got this gaudy, awful image of Soul Calibur dudes just screaming in your face, and I really don't give a shit about Soul Calibur that much. I just bought it because it was a good deal, and it's got some good parts. So I'm going to probably take this off, but I'm probably going to put, like, stupid LED lights on it and whatnot, and make it do silly things, because what's the point of anything anymore if you can't do it to a stupid degree? So I've been messing with that, which has been real hot and real cool, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But aside from that, yeah, I'm not playing much. I did charge my Switch, mostly because you asked me to give you bells in Animal Crossing. Yeah. So that was, exciting. But no, yeah, I mean, aside from that, it's been tough, man. There's just not a lot out right now, and anything that was coming out has been delayed or pushed back. I do have Final Fantasy VII, and I keep kind of popping into that remake every now and then, but it has yet to grab me in the way that I thought it would, which is pretty disappointing. I thought I was going to be way more into that combat system than I actually am. So I'm going to continue poking around with that. Other than that, I do have the plan to play Octopath Traveler now that it's on Game Pass. Yeah, I'm going to play it on PC.
I'll give it a try when I'm done with Skyrim.
So, there you go. Yeah, it was cool on Switch. I played about half of it on Switch. So.
Yeah, I put up a video sometime. It might have been last week now, of me starting Skyrim. I've played a few more hours, and some stuff has happened, but I don't know, I'm still not really into it yet. It's really slow moving. Oh my god, I never noticed how slow moving this game is. Not
only that, the game's massive. So that's the thing about Skyrim.
Oh my god, why are horses so terrible? They're so slow.
Yep.
I got on a horse. I was like, yes, finally, I can move around faster. Paid this guy 1,000 gold to get a horse. I'm like, yes, finally. Go upon a go. Let's go. I'm like, are you kidding me?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that there are faster horses. I think it's a real like Assassin's Creed situation where you have to find the better horses in different areas and do stuff like that. But honestly,
my horse also died after about 45 minutes.
That's normal. You're going to get to the point where your speed goes up on your character to a degree that you're totally cool with, and you'll have more than enough stamina to just sprint everywhere instead.
All right.
It's a real Breath of the Wild situation. You know, can't climb that wall, come back in 5 hours, you idiot.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Yeah. I'm going to keep giving it a shot because I said I would. Maybe I'll do a stream or something if I figure out my PC stuff with streaming. Other than that, I bought a Game Boy player for my GameCube. And
Sweet.
And
all right.
it was in really good condition.
Man, what are you going to play on it? That's what I want to know.
That's the thing. I have to get some Game Boy games because
sure.
I have silver and red here that I could pop in at any time, but the silver one, the battery's dead on it, so I can't save. Which is a bummer. But yeah, I stopped into an old workplace of mine to see if I could find some Game Boy games, and funny enough, a lot of people are not selling games during the pandemic, so they had nothing for me. Really? So that's why I bought Super Mario 64 DS. So yeah, I'll update on some future Game Boy games when I find them online and for how much. But yeah, I got that, and I also bought Star Fox Assault, which is one of the most underrated Nintendo games ever, in my opinion. I love that game so much. A lot of people give it crap just because it came after Star Fox Adventures on GameCube, which was not great. But Star Fox Assault is really good, in my opinion. So maybe I'll talk about that next time. But other than that, I think that does it for episode 137 of the Pixel Street Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and watching wherever you're doing this. Connor, where can the people find you?
Good people can find me on the internet, on Twitch and Twitter, at The Real Birch. It's Birch like the tree without the I, BRCH. Come join us on all our socials. We'd love to have you. Give us some feedback, you know, talk to us, let us know what's up. If you got something that you would like to do either for a PAL party night, or maybe it's a video idea or some kind of game that you think we should check out or be aware of, you know, we're always game to be on the new hotness. So
hit us up.
Yeah. You want to come on and be...
Let's talk video games.
Yeah. We had Charlie. What's Charlie's
Walkos.
last name? Sure. We had him on recently, and it was an absolutely fantastic time. Yeah. You know, we love having guests on. We love having new people. If you want to just come on, talk about your favorite video games, whatever it is, you know, we may be interested. Just wear a shirt the entire time. We prefer that. It's not necessary.
It's not needed. I am John Hansen. You can find me on Twitter at RevXShadows. Also find my writing on GamePer.com. This weekend I will be covering Balan Wonderworld. Yay. I wish it was...
You can see the excitement.
Yeah.
You can see the excitement.
Yeah. But me and Connor are also going to be playing It Takes Two at some point this weekend. So be on the lookout for that on our YouTube channel. I am so excited to play that game. I absolutely love Joseph Fares' design. So yeah, thank you so much for listening and watching. We will catch you here, same time, same place next week. Bye.
See you later. Get off our street. You don't have to. It's fine.